What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of It's Howling Time with the Howling Wolf. Here, gonna give you selections for February 12th, 2022. The track that I'm gonna do is gonna be Tampa Bay Downs. It's gonna be race number 10. It is the Sam F. Davis Stakes, Grade 3, for a $250,000 purse and Derby points. It is going a mile and 1/16 distance on the dirt. I'm going to be giving you my top selection, my price horse, and an alternate horse in case one of my horses have scratched. For my top selection here, I'm going with the number 3, Classic Causeway, at morning line odds of 3-1. It's by Giants Causeway out of a Thunder Gulch mare. The last time this one ran, it was back in November 27th at Churchill Downs. Was able to get a good second by 3 1/4 lengths. Was right in front of the horse that I picked as my price horse in the Holy Bull Stakes. White Abriel. Was able to get second, but couldn't make enough, with no match for the winner of that race, Smile Happy. The time before that, it ran in Keeneland in October 9th in the Breeders' Cup for Charity. Was able to get a third by 4 3/4 lengths. And had Jose Ortiz aboard on that one. Had cleared, but still had no match to be able to get up there, and dropped a bit to get that third behind Rattle and Roll and Double Thunder. With this one, what I think they're going to have to do with this colt is go back to how the strategy they had when it first ran in their first race back in September, was try to go wire to wire, or if there may be a possible other speed horse in this race, maybe they get behind the pace setter and then make it going in towards the first turn in midway, make its move coming up into the second turn, up into the stretch to come up for a good win. This one may be staying at 3-1, but it may even drop because it's having a Red Ortiz, and everyone likes, because the jockeys, I believe that everyone's going to look at it and say, oh, a Red Ortiz is running on aboard this one, so you're going to have to put a big amount of money on it. But for this one, what I think is going to be done, a Red's going to have to do is maybe lay off from going wire to wire, but maybe stay off a bit and towards the first turn, then make its move towards the first stretch, then coming around the second turn to make its final move, coming up nearer the finish line to make a great kick and stretching out. So again, for my top selection in the Sam F. Davis Stakes, Grade 3, in race number 10 at Tampa Bay Downs, it is going to be the number 3, Classic Causeway, at morning line odds of 3-1. Now it's time for my price horse. My price horse is going to be the number 9, Howling Time, at morning line odds of 5-1. Is by Not This Time, out of a Arch mare. This colt is 3 for 3. Yeah, actually 2 for 3. Has gotten a good place and gotten a 1 for 2 at this distance. What I believe is going to need to be done, the last time it ran was back in November 27th, back in the race in that Kentucky Jockey Cup. Come up right again, came up 5th in that race by 8 3/4 lengths. was right behind some of those other horses like Right Avaro and Classic Causeway, which is my top selection in this race. What I believe is going to need to be done, try not to be in the pace, maybe do what it did 2 races back, maybe lay off a bit, maybe behind the pace setter or even behind that, maybe tiny bit mid-pack, then make its final move coming up towards that first stretch, straight away, and then coming up into the second turn, make its final move up towards near the finish line to come up with a good kick and hopefully for a great win. So, and this one is keeping Joe Tallum aboard, which knows how to get this horse into position. Maybe he'll have to learn and maybe get back to the way he ran it 2 races back, or 3 races back and 2 races back, and maybe even make that move that he knows that this horse he could do aboard this horse, and make a final move near that stretch. The workouts have been in February 5th. It did at Gulfstream Park. It did 5 furlongs and 59.10 seconds breezing. The time before that, it did on January 29th. It did a 5 furlong workout and 1 minute 01.30 seconds breezing. This one has some great time workouts, has some great fractions. If it could do what it did those other races and become a 3 for 4 at a price, this one may be maybe 5 to 1, maybe even 6 or 7 to 1 by the time at the post time. And make that, and again, excuse me for if I'm mumbling, but I think Joe Talmo's going to have to get this horse into position well, be mid-pack towards that first stretch on the other side of the track, then coming up in towards the second turn, come up and towards the stretch near the finish line, make its final kick and move. So this one will be able to come up late and strong. You may see this one coming up fast. So again, for my top selection, my price horse, it is going to be the number 9, Howling Time, at morning line odds of 5 to 1. If I forgot to mention, there are a field of 13, but the 13 is also eligible, so there may be 12 horses running. Pardon me if I didn't mention that in the beginning of this podcast. Now it's time for my alternate, my third selection, if any scratches come up with my first 2 selections. For my alternate horse, my third selection, if any scratches happen, it is going to be the number 7, Make It Big, at morning line odds of 9 to 2. It's by Ethrotech out of a Congrats Mare. Pardon me if I mispronounced the name of the stallion. This horse is 3 for 3 and also hasn't been running at there. It's ran at Remington Park and at Gulfstream, and has been winning at a total combined of almost, I say, 15, close to 15 lengths in all 3 races. It is getting Jose Ortiz aboard. Hasn't been running this distance. A little stretch out of distance may be kind of helpful, but maybe a little bit of issues. The last time this one ran was back at Remington Park in December 17th. In a SpongeBob, I believe its name, going a $400,000 race. Had to go 4 wide, stocked, and a long run just to get up there by half a length to win. The time before that, it did in October 30th. in the spring stakes, a $60,000 race, was able to win that race by 2 1/4 lengths. Had an awkward start, was blocked and bunched around, and then found its clear move and made it and went all the way through and towards the stretch, towards the wire. The workouts have been, and February 6th at Gulfstream Park did 4 furlongs on a good track, did it in 49.16 seconds breezing. The workout before that it was on January 30th, going 5 furlongs in 1 minute, 0.01.16 seconds breezing, was the 6th best out of the 33 workouts that day. For with this one, it's the stretch out and distance is going to be an issue. What it's going to need to do with this one, I believe that the trainer's going to have to tell Jose Ortiz to keep it in line, maybe mid-pack, maybe behind a pace setter. Slowly move it, find some clear room, and start making its move towards the second turn, towards the stretch near the finish line, to hopefully go for 4 for 4. That's what I think is going to need to be done here. I think with this one, with Neo Thick on the top half, may not be too much with this, may be too long of a distance for this one, but I think with Jose Ortiz staying aboard, knows how to get the horse into position. He knows how to get all his horses into position well. So if he listens and also gets into that, maybe towards that first stretch on the backside, maybe start making his move a bit forward by forward slowly. Then this turn, second turn, start making it move hard, so forth. So again, for this race, again, my third selection, if any scratches happen with any of my 2 top selections, it is the number 7, Make It Big, at money line odds of 9-2. Okay, now for my selections again. In the Sam F. Davis Stakes, race number 10, for 30 points in a grade 3 for a $250,000 purse. My top selection again is the number 3, Classic Causeway, at morning odds of 3-1. My price horse is the number 9, Howling Time, at morning odds of 5-1. And for any of my horses scratch, my third selection is the number 7, Make It Big, at morning odds of 9-2. And remember, when you're cashing with this wolf, it's howling time. Good luck, everyone, and let's make some money.